What's up, YouTube? It's your girl. I am clearly at the hospital about to get my surgery. Um, I just checked in, so surgery should be in like an hour. I'm like mad scared, but it's okay. Um, Shit, I don't know. I'm a little scared. All right, I'm gonna let them get me hooked up to like my IVs and shit, and then I'll be right back. So what's up, y'all? I am all hooked up, my IV and shit. Look. And I'm waiting for the anesthesiologist to come on. I've been waiting for forever. So the surgery is gonna take 180 minutes. I'm getting gastric bypass and a hernia repair. I wanna go home. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'll be back. So fast forward to today. I went into surgery on the 3rd of November, got out on the 9th of November, went back on the 9th of November, and then got out on the 10th of November. Right. So what the fuck happened, right? So I'm about to break it down, what happened, and at the end of it all, I'm going to tell you honestly if I regret it. So the clips that you originally saw was me being admitted into the hospital on the 3rd, and I'm all nervous, and they got my IVs going or whatever. So even though the scheduling was off, I was still the first person for the day. It was a matter of if I was going at 8 o'clock or 9:30. So I was still the first person or whatever. So I was definitely like, okay, let's get this over with. Go back, get it over with, right? Go to my room. I'm feeling like shit. I feel like somebody hit me in the stomach with a full fucking garbage can. Like somebody just rolled it on and I just laid there and let it happen. That's what I feel like. And of course, there's nothing to eat, there's nothing to drink. Nothing. No ice, no water, nothing. You can't have shit. As I'm licking and praying for a scoop of saliva that I could possibly suck on to keep me from dying, I throw up. All right. Now, throwing up is not unusual. I threw up blood. Right. That's not normal. So I throw up blood. I call the people like, hey, I'm throwing up blood. Like, how do you feel? I'm like, I feel pretty shitty. They're like, okay, let's check your levels. I'm like, all right, bet. Check my levels. They have to poke me for and able to get some in order to get some blood from me. So they poke me, and I'm a hard stick. So they kept putting a what is it called? What kind of line? Pick line? A midline in my arm. They kept doing that because my veins are very hard to they don't work with you. So they take my blood and they come back and they're like, "Hey, your levels are so low. How are you feeling?" I'm like, I'm I feel like shit, but I'm decent. They're like, yeah, your levels are like the equivalent of a dead person or a person that's about to die. I'm like, okay. So they're like, yeah, it's kind of odd that you seem fine. So how are we gonna fix this? So I'm like, oh, so you're gonna have to get a blood transfusion. I'm like, what? So I get a blood transfusion. Not as bad as some may think. Doesn't really do anything. It's like getting an IV. So got a blood transfusion too, and my levels went back up. So that was like a little hurdle right there, a little piece. So levels went up or whatever, but we still got to figure out why is she throwing up blood? Well, let me tell you why she was throwing up blood. She was throwing up blood because a part of my little packy sack thing pouch that they made wasn't closed. So I had to get another EGD, EDG, whatever, y'all know what I'm talking about. And they had to stick the scope down. They saw that there was an area that wasn't closed, which was causing the bleeding. Then they had to go clamp it. So open up goes your girl again, right? Matter of fact, the part that make me mad about that is didn't nobody even tell me. Nobody asked me, Erica, do you want to get it clamped? Nobody woke me up to ask me if I was ready to go back under the knife. Nobody cared. But ain't gonna trip. Ain't gonna trip. So that's what the problem was. So they clamped it up. So that's that. That gets done or whatever. I'm going through the day and they bring me some chicken broth. It tastes like death's toenails. They bring me some apple juice and cranberry juice, and I sip on that. Some popsicles, sip on those, and then water, of course. I was eating some ice chips. That's my normal thing anyway. But literally, my stomach is so tiny that after eating a popsicle, I'm full. Like last night, I was trying to be greedy. I thought I was really hungry, and I ate two popsicles, and I was like so full. Like it was ridiculous. So, yeah, I was just taking a couple of days to rest and recoup. And, they kept taking blood from me and just checking my levels, my vitals. I feel like every day I was in there was just a whole new freaking issue or whatever. So let's fast forward. I get to leave, right? After being there for several days. I leave on the 9th. I get discharged. Yes, this is what we've been waiting for. I've been on they give you morphine drip, they give you Percocets and Oxy, not all at the same time, but they give you like those are the medicines that they would give you. So I was weaning myself off of being dependent on such a hardcore painkiller that I was finally able to be on regular pills and bounce. So I leave. I'm gone for all of 30 minutes. Okay? All of 30 minutes. I drink something and I almost died. Okay? This is what happened. I almost died. I'm on the way home. Got in my husband's big ass monster truck. Sitting there, have a drink. And I'm bouncing around because, it's a truck. I'm bouncing around a little bit. I'm a little wiggly. And I'm like, dang, I don't feel good. But I'm thinking maybe it's because I'm bouncing around the truck, whatever. So we get home. I climb out, get down, and I'm like, oh my God, no. I do not feel good. So I come in the house. I sit down. And then I'm like, maybe I got to pee. So I go pee. And I'm like, no, hell no. So I get up and I sit on the bed. My husband left to go get me my prescriptions from Fry's. And I call him like, I cannot do this. And he's like, if it hurts that bad, call the ambulance. Say less. So that's what your girl did. She called the ambulance. Yep, I did. I called the ambulance. Told them I couldn't breathe. Told them I couldn't think. I couldn't nothing. And then they came. Ambulance gets here. Oh my goodness. So if you guys didn't know, first they send the fire truck. Then they send the ambulance if needed. So the dudes from the fire truck came and they're checking me out or whatever. And then the dudes from the ambulance comes and they're like, hey. I'm like, hey, Brad. And it's like, oh yeah, what's up, Chris? And I'm like, oh, hell no. So they had a little mini reunion. And I'm sitting there hunched over like about to die. Literally about to die. I'm like, can we go? Can we go? Oh my God. Like I was done. So long story short, they transported me to the nearest hospital, which is Banner Estrella. I used to love that hospital. I get there. I'm in such severe pain. I'm like, can you help me? Can somebody help me? Oh my God, can you help me? I need the doctor. Oh my God. And I'm being so sincere. Them niggas did not give a. Yeah, you heard me. They didn't care. It was one nurse in particular. When I went there one time to get my gallbladder removed, I had a gallbladder attack. It is something, you can look it up. And it's the most extreme, excruciating pain that you could have. And it was, my pain from this time was very similar to that one. And I ended up running into the same fucking nurse. And she was just like, well, Erica, we just got you situated. So you're going to have to wait. We're going to have to, your veins, we're going to have to get someone with an ultrasound to come stick you. And making all that noise, it's just not going to do anything. We're not going to move faster. I'm like, can I see the doctor? They're like, yeah, the doctor's busy. He'll come around when he when he can come around. So it wasn't like I understood what she was saying. Bitch, what? I'm in pain. For one. For two, you gonna act like you give a fuck about me, bitch. I'm the reason you up in here getting paid in the shade. Acting like you don't give a fuck about no. So, after getting sticked, mind you, I'm in that excruciating pain from the time I get home to the time I get on the in the ambulance to the time they get me to the hospital to the time they finally get ultrasound to come and stick me. Finally, they didn't want to give me no meds, so they gonna give me some. They stick me. They gonna give me some nausea medicine. That ain't the only problem, nigga. It hurt. So then they finally got me some morphine, and I was like, ugh. So I was feeling better. They transported me. I'm telling you, they was over me. They transported me back to where I came from, back to Abrazo. So I went back to Abrazo. My doctor was there. They admitted me or whatever, put me back in another room. And as soon as I see him, I said, why did you let me leave? He was like, you were fine. You were fine. I said, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. He just threw me out there to the wolves. I ain't even understand. No. So I stayed about another night, and they got me situated. Got me back on my pain medicine and everything. Got me moving around. And the worst part about everything, I think, was at that hospital, you cannot have visitation all day. So there's visiting hours from 10 to 12 a.m. and then from 5 to 7 p.m. Those are your 4 block hours that you can have. So you're by yourself. So that was pretty tiring. And then I believe I freaked a lot of people out because my motherfucking phone was off. So ain't nobody know what the fuck was going on with me. But they figured it out. They came through for your girl. It was a horrible experience. So basically, let me wrap it up. Would I do it again? Hell no. Ain't nobody doing that shit again. You said a nurse tried to play me? Hell no. You said I was throwing up blood? No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be extra, but did y'all listen to the story? Who the fuck would do that again? No. Whole time I'm thinking, dang, I could be at motherfucking the Palermo's Pizza on 91st with some wings and a motherfucking big ass slice of pizza, and I'm sitting here thinking that instead of throwing up blood, instead of being in here waiting until I can have anything to drink, because at one point when I went back, they told me you can't have not a piece of ice, you can't have anything. You know what I could be eating right now? No, baby, no. Why would I do that again? Why would I go through that pain again? Nah. Nope. Would I recommend it? I'm not gonna lie. Nope. Everybody's gonna have their own experience. But if it was guaranteed your experience would be like mine, I would tell you, hell no, don't do it. But we're gonna see what it do. Your girl gonna be fine and whatnot. I made it, so hey. So until next time.